Welcome back to Career Center. I'm Kimberly White, continuing our discussion on careers in the banking and finance industry and wealth management. Ladies, I'm glad you're back with me.
We're still here.
We're still here. So I want to talk about what's some advice you would give to someone who wanted to enter your respective industries?
Young ladies or anybody?
Well, anybody, and then let's focus on women in both of those industries.
Okay.
Coming into the industry, I would say be fearless, be curious, and I keep coming back to this word, take risks. Take risks.
Risk is good. And What about you? What's your top three things?
As a young person, I often think about the fact that I was an English major who then went back and took a number of accounting classes.
Love it.
So today I probably wouldn't have hired myself because I didn't have a finance degree or an accounting degree. And but at the end of the day, I think my liberal arts degree actually benefits me in some respects because I think. So I want young people to think, problem solve at the end of the day, to demonstrate that they have ambition, that they have a goal in mind, and to really be willing to be a sponge because there's so much that our industry has to offer young people, and I want to focus on young ladies because there's still just so few of us doing what I do every day. I'm still looking to add to my team, and I would love to find young ladies who would want to do what I do every day.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that in a second. Before we do that, though, I want to ask one other question. Skill sets. What skill sets are you looking for in your industry?
You know, most women you talk to, maybe not just women, they tend to think that you have to be good in math, you have to be good in finance, you have to have read the Wall Street Journal. It's not really about that, and perhaps the industry needs to take a little bit of accountability for this, right? So we just spoke moments ago about what is it that makes a good advisor, and it is that curiosity, it is the relational skills, and the thought of wanting to help the person sitting across the table. And these are the types of skills that many women learn from the get-go. So we already have this. We just need to put it out there and be confident in knowing that we have them. Obviously, finance is important as a background, but finding yourself the right mentor, the right coach, all of those things are important.
And all of that's very important.
Yes.
I think strong listening skills.
Absolutely.
You know, understanding how to ask an open-ended question so that it affords the person sitting next to you, that business owner, that entrepreneur, to sit back and say, this person's really interested in helping me. And to me, that's a point of differentiation. The sales people in my industry who come in and pitch products, they may win the first product, but they're not going to win the relationship game. And I truly believe that at the end of the day, one of the point of differentiations as to why I'm successful is that I come in from a business-minded approach to seriously help support the business. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to sit back and listen to the people who are running that company and understand what they do every day.
We do talk about, that's an excellent point. When we sit down and meet with a prospect for the first time, pitch books are everywhere, right? Product after product after product. And we always say the first thing you take to the very first meeting is a pad, a paper, and a pencil, something to write with, and that's it, and your ears. That's it. And be genuine about it. Right.
I think it's interesting, both of you, to your point, what you said, math was not the number one thing. When you're talking about finance and law,
it's a means to an end.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a means.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit now about the industry in men and women. So clearly, it's not represented equally in your industry.
In either of our sectors.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What is it? What do you think? Why do you think it is that women don't initially go into your respective fields?
We haven't, like I said, we haven't done a good job as an industry. But you have to actually take it back even a few years. It's not Are we talking to girls in middle school, in high school? When we talk about, career day, who do we have coming in? We have probably doctors, maybe engineers, or maybe, let me take a step back. I'm not even saying that women don't enter our industry. What they do, though, is go into marketing or human resources or operations, something behind the scenes. What I'm advocating for, and what is a desperate need in the years ahead, is to have them on the front lines, talking to clients, because it's the women who are coming into trillions of dollars worth of inheritance. Who's talking to them?
Who's talking to them? So they're coming into all this inheritance, but they don't know what to do with it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But who better to have them be counseled by than somebody that they can have a real conversation with?
Right.
At the end of the day, I say I always have a competitive advantage walking into a prospect for the first time because nobody really looks like me coming from my side of the fence to talk to a business owner. And so their guard's down because automatically they're not talking to somebody that may be judging them in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
The other thing that I find that I think the demographic, that the bank that gets this right will be hugely successful. And what I mean by that is that more CPAs, more controllers, more CFOs are becoming women every day. Those are the influencers to the decision makers of our entrepreneurs and business owners. The more female bankers, commercial bankers that we can put opposite those women will win the day from a relationship building perspective to help win more business for a bank. I genuinely believe that that's the next demographic that we have to push through in order to really take advantage of. I'm an aging demographic as well. Commercial bankers, we don't have enough young people, let alone women, doing what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, there's a huge band of people in my age demographic that are going to retire in the next 10 to 15 years.
And so you really need to get those.
We need to do a much better job in nurturing that next group, and I'd love it to be a 50-50 split between men and women.
Are you seeing that in yours as far as an aging demographic?
Definitely an aging demographic, but with the men, right? Because we don't have a lot of senior advisors, period. And one of the things that I would add is for younger women to come into the industry, they need to see their own. They need to see women, period. They need to see women in C-suite positions, in leadership positions. And also tagging off of what June had said, we need in wealth management more women in leadership roles, because they're the ones who are in charge of recruiting, right? So much of my time is spent on things like interviewing, and it could be anyone from an intern to head of wealth strategy to investment advisors, senior investment advisors, but across the board. So, and it's not to say that men purposely avoid hiring women, but as women, we have a lens towards that. We're almost looking for
more
that.
natural.
It is natural. So we talk about things, a lot is talked about in the industry. Right now, what we're looking for is actionable items. And we're working our way towards that.
So when we talked a little bit earlier about the mentoring piece, so when you do have, you find these young people, men, women, to come into the industry, what about the mentoring piece? Because that's going to be, I think, pretty crucial for
it absolutely is
for women if they're not seeing people who look like you in the industry.
That's exactly right.
So, do you both have? Do you serve as mentors yourself? And
in an ad hoc form, absolutely. The young lady, I had lunch yesterday with a young lady who already is an employee at Huntington, and she and I are talking about how I can continue to have conversations with her about leadership roles.
I think at Calamos a couple of years ago, I created a women's initiative network, and very similar. It's not that I'm an assigned mentor, but what I've done is create a forum where women from different departments can come together, not just different departments, but different rungs of the ladder,
Yes.
to talk to more senior women and younger women, speaking to them to say, how did you navigate this? Here's what I'm dealing with. It kind of creates a safe space for that type of a discussion. So if that then turns into each of these individuals talking to each other to say, hey, can I work more closely with you? Absolutely, all the better.
The bank has a women's business resource group, and it's newly launched last year, and the objective is to literally cross-pollinate across all of the sectors, whether it's retail, wealth, business banking, commercial banking, but the idea is to connect women so that we're all talking to each other about our collective careers and experiences and really leverage off of that. I'd love us to figure out how to broaden that to the entire community.
So my next question, as we kind of wrap up in the next couple minutes, so this is really about creating a network, right? And so what are some other tips you might share to those who are looking to, that are already in the industry, to make sure that they create and build and sustain a network?
I think women find that word kind of just nerve-wracking, the whole concept of networking. And I'm going to admit, I was one of them. I was one of them. Up until 3 years ago. And I'll tell you why it changed.
I love this.
I know.
Because, well, here's the thing. Networking, if you don't call it that and call it for what it really is, relationship building. It's not that you have to be best friends and kind of shoving business cards at everybody that you meet. Find the people that you connect with, right? And find what it is that we have in common. And how do we help each other? That's really what networking is all about. When you break it down to that,
I even simplify it even more. It is a give to get.
Yes.
And it's that simple for me. I can do for you, but understand at the end of the day, there's going to be an ask at some point, and there should be some reciprocity expectations on the front end.
Without a doubt.
And it's just simple. It is that simple, you know. I mean, Kim, you and I have known each other for a while, and you're my friend. At the end of the day, you asked me to do this. Of course, I would do that for you. We're now good friends.
Right.
We're going to get that. That's how it works.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, when I think of this, you know, this is why women like you are fantastic, because you are connectors.
Yes.
You are
all of us.
uber connectors, right? So it's like, oh, I know somebody really cool who you should know. This is again what we do really well.
Relationships.
Absolutely. And that's in a nutshell what it's about. I would also say look into certain organizations. Not every organization is going to be for you. I found a few that just tend to work for me. Elevate is a big one. It's a national, it's actually a global organization now. But that's not to say that it's for everybody. But try to, you know, the more people you meet, there's going to be in there somebody who can be, and I always like to refer to my personal board of advisors. You're on it, right? Where it's people who know you. They don't really have a stake in saying the right thing to you just because you want to hear it.
They're authentic.
They're authentic, right?
And that's what you want.
Yeah. This has been amazing, ladies. Thank you so much.
Very much enjoyed it.
And to our television audience, if you are in career transition and looking for advice, visit the Community Career Center at 1815 West Diehl Road, Suite 900 in Naperville, or search us on the web at communitycareercenter.org. Thanks so much for watching.